We have conducted an analysis of how music videos from the early 2000s through the present, directed by women, differ in perspective, visual techniques, and sexual content than those directed by men. Additionally, how concepts of race, gender, sexuality, and class are more intersected within. Additionally, finding connections between the music video media and the male gaze, hyperreality, and heteronormative stereotypes. The male gaze is the dominant perspective or lens of the world. Especially in popular media, there is a conditioned perspective of the heterosexual man, which is especially accentuated in music videos, no matter who the director. Early 2000s pop icon Britney Spears has had numerous hit music videos, such as Toxic and Hit Me Baby One More Time. The entire media presence of Britney Spears is an instance of hyperreality. She has curated an image outside of herself that is both hypersexualized but still remaining youthful and innocent. Her music videos are a reflection of such image. In a comparison of two of Spears' videos, 2005's Do Something, directed by Britney Spears under the alias of Mona Lisa, and If You Seek Amy from 2008, directed by Jake Nava, there is a thematic commonality. The predominant storyline in each video is that Britney is being viewed by a male observer. There's a voyeuristic nature of these shots as she is consistently in the position of being watched or recorded as an object of entertainment. The camera rarely includes both Britney and her observers, but they are separated as she is typically on a stage or isolated from the voyeurs. This is consistent between both directors. However, there is some difference in the way that Spears is shot between a male and female, which shows this elevated male gaze in music videos directed by men. In Nava's video, Spears is consistently shot with an emphasis on her body, as the music video opens with focusing strictly on the lower half of the female body. Whereas while the video directed by Spears herself isn't immune to hypersexuality, the opening of the video, as well as many more shots in general, are strictly of her face. Both videos emphasize how music video media is being utilized to reflect a hyper-real image of an idealized woman, both hypersexual and innocent, as Spears is consistently placed in the position of being watched.
A refreshing break from the objectification pervasive in mainstream music videos is the 2012 video for Grimes' single Oblivion. The video is co-directed by Grimes and filmmaker Emily Kai Bach, offering a female perspective that is authentic to the deeply personal meaning of the song. The video brings Grimes' track to life, which details the fear and isolation she experienced after being sexually assaulted. In the video, Grimes is seen at multiple sporting events and inside a men's locker room. Despite the action going on around her, Grimes is entirely in her own world, her headphones drowning out her noisy surroundings and her eyes fixed on the camera. The video subverts the typical manner of representing women as spectacles to be looked at. Just as Grimes is in her own world, she is largely invisible to those around her. The viewer remains fixated on her for the majority of the video, but not in the voyeuristic sense that gives us unlimited access to her. Instead, the largest spectacle are the male athletes, pictured partially clothed and engaging in acts of aggression. Grimes has explained that the video serves to present masculine physical power in a jovial, non-threatening way, accompanying a song which focuses on the fear of men that she experienced after her assault. The video was produced independently and on a small budget, allowing the directors greater freedom to express their artistry from a female lens. Despite its low budget, the video received massive success, garnering over 91 million views as of March 2024. Unfortunately, it is rare to find a music video of such magnitude that is presented from an authentically feminist lens. The American music industry remains a male-dominated space, and women who are able to gain success in the field are still largely subjected to expectations created by Western hegemonic masculinity.
One important thing about music videos is its visuality, providing an image that coincides with the audio. With the purpose to tell some sort of a story, it is no surprise that music videos are a method of showcasing current issues. Two music videos that generated a lot of buzz in the discussion of current events at the time were Beyoncé's Formation in 2016 and Childish Gambino's This Is America in 2018. While we discuss how music videos reflect current issues in this section, it is important to note that even though Formation was directed by a female director, while This Is America was directed by a male director, there is not much of a difference in how women or men are specifically portrayed. In Formation, there are still elements that are a product of the male gaze, such as the more risque outfit that Beyoncé wears during this clip. This is to say that even to be able to give a voice to the current issues of society, there still needs to be a spectacle to draw the audience in and keep them interested. In This Is America, Gambino's half-naked figure draws the audience in, although not sexualized and not standard of what might be considered the ideal male body type. Instead, it is used to show the vulnerability of the artist. Looking at Formation, which stands at 306 million views and directed by Melina Matsoukas, we see examples of Black power and resistance. While 2016 was an eventful year, some of the major topics around this time circulated between the presidential election and protests of police brutality, especially towards the Black community. The music video begins with the New Orleans police car halfway submerged underwater, which is a hint to when and where this music video takes place, in New Orleans, Louisiana, after Hurricane Katrina. This sets the music video up to be interpreted by the audience as a more serious topic, rather than a fun, lighthearted music video. In an interview with NPR, Dream Hampton, a filmmaker and writer with a close professional relationship with Jay-Z, says about the music video, "The images are very much a homage to the Black South, which is often forgotten in movements." Childish Gambino's This Is America was directed by Hiro Murai and has 907 million views. This video was especially explicit in its representation of current events, showcasing gun violence in America with Childish Gambino shooting a guitar player and a gospel. While shocking, these two moments in the music video are a reference to something bigger. In the first instance, where the man playing the guitar is shot, Childish Gambino is posed in a very particular way, resembling the Jim Crow figure. Famously, Jim Crow is known for the laws that segregated Black people from white people in the late 1800s and continuing on until the later half of the 1900s. In the second shooting, when the gospel is gunned down, Gambino references the Charleston church shooting that occurred in 2015, where a white gunman entered a historically Black church and took 9 lives with a handgun. Not only was this significant because it was a shooting, but it highlighted a tragic event that was acted on the basis of racism and specifically anti-Blackness. Furthermore, this music video only shows Black people, creating the discussion of the issues that the Black community faces in modern America and how it parallels the time that Jim Crow laws were in place.
Although modern-day music videos are more mindful in terms of hypersexualization, objectification, and patriarchal rhetoric, there's still some undertones of it in various mainstream artists. Regardless of genre, how music videos are directed in comparison between men and women rarely differ. This could be because of various factors such as the audience, artist's image, or conveyance of the lyrics. Nonetheless, a majority of present-day videos serve to catalyze patriarchal rhetoric and hypersexualization and have not progressed as much as some may think. For example, while the music video Bad Romance by Lady Gaga was made about 14 years ago, it encapsulates themes that translate into modern-day music videos. The filmography captures disturbing themes of objectification, hypersexuality, male domination, and even references human or even sex trafficking as men bid on Lady Gaga. Additionally, her body is heavily edited in the shower to make her appear as thin as possible. While this may have been an artistic choice on Gaga's part, it still instills unrealistic body standards on the audience. Translating into more modern-day music, Popular by The Weeknd, Madonna, and Playboi Carti encapsulates similar themes to Gaga's video in the sense that men do not do much except move around to the beat, while women are shown through the camera in provocative, submissive, and even objective ways. This appeals to the male gaze and instills the idea that women must appear sexual or even objectified to be seen. Additionally, women in music videos often serve to enhance the man's masculinity. This can be recognized in Travis Scott and Drake's Sicko Mode, as the women are hypersexualized and objectified to enhance the man's sexual status. They are seen wearing minimal clothing, laying down surrounding Travis as he sits on what appears to be a throne. This catalyzes patriarchal rhetoric and male domination. This can be seen in other music videos such as Pop Star by DJ Khaled, where women are seen surrounding Justin Bieber to enhance his masculine social standing. However, just because the video is directed by a man does not mean that the same themes will not be present. For instance, in Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines featuring T.I. and Pharrell, directed by Diane Martel, women are hypersexualized in the sense that they have no identity outside of the man they stand next to. Their purpose in the video is heavily influenced by the male gaze, as they are sexually objectified and minimized to the value of their appearance of their body through close-ups. Nonetheless, in male music videos, men's effort to appear sexual is little, as they do not have to be as performative to be acknowledged. For men, their need to appear hypermasculine is not as important as it is for women to remain sexually attractive. Now, this is not to say that men are not sexualized in music videos. They are. However, the way in which it is perceived by the audience is telling in the way that society views men and women. According to Stephanie E. Davis, sexualized body parts claim different responses based on gender. Male abs are viewed as sexualized yet strong, dominant, and desirable. Female breasts, on the other hand, are viewed as sexualized yet objectified and shameful. Music videos throughout the years have progressed in terms of representation of various sexualities, bodies, and races. However, they still contain themes of objectification of women, hypersexualization, and patriarchal rhetoric, no matter the director. The media sphere we live in today has created the illusion of inclusion and diversity by only addressing the surface of the problem but not the deep issues. For instance, we have learned that regardless of the gender of the director, the drawback falls on the institution that the music industry was built upon, which is white-dominated, patriarchal, hypersexualized, racist, misogynistic rhetoric. To think critically about the layered concept in music videos means to acknowledge that very little change has been made. While some artists are pushing the boundaries of the institution, harmful portrayals continue to dominate the music industry. Thus, while videos can be utilized as visual art form to portray an important meaning, it can also be used to catalyze problematic messages and images.